everyone. We welcome you to today's event, and we'll be starting very soon whilst we wait for others to join us well. So, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you are joining us from. I'm so grateful to you all and welcome you to this session on Giveback as a lifestyle for community development. My name is Helina Andoh from Ghana, and I'm a Baobab Platform Alumni in Residence Fellow. Please say hi to us through the chat and let us know your name and which country you are from. Don't forget to share your favorite emoji. We shall take a minute or two as we wait for a few more people who may be planning to join us. We also welcome our amazing guest who will be engaging with us to learn, unlearn, and relearn so much from her experiences. In fact, everything else. Feel free to share your name and the country you are joining us from so that we know and appreciate you as well. Hey, Abby, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to share your name and your country, and don't forget to share your favorite emoji as well so that we will know and acknowledge you. Once again, hi to everyone who has joined us today and welcome you to this Zoom event, Give Back as a Lifestyle for Community Development. My name is Helina Andoh from Ghana once again. I am a district program coordinator for Comfort Ghana, a sign language interpreter, and the founder of Odom Teens Club. I'm currently an alumni in residence fellow at the Mastercard Foundation Baobab platform. And it has been a remarkable journey so far and a learning experience as we grow together through interactions such as these. We assembled today to take a moment to redefine our understanding of community service. So we'll be hearing community service and give back. They mean the same thing. Most of the time when we hear about community service, we tend to focus on anyone who has a lot of resources to give to our communities. However, community service cuts across all sectors, not just our residences, but also being it your organization, your smaller space, or the community at large. Givebacks are a part of our daily activities that brings change to individuals in the community, regardless of who you are. The most important aspect of give back is the fulfillment that comes with it. We all wish to see positive things in our localities, and that's the end goal of give backs. Having engaged in the non-profit sector for close to 9 years as a facilitator and supported my community for 6 years as the founder of the Odom Teens Club, some of the motivation behind what I do and others whom I follow include: one, the passion behind giving a helping hand to the community, past events or experiences, and also fulfillment that comes with helping others. And lastly, as a form of responsibility and obligation. Our guest for this event will be sharing her leadership journey through community projects. So relax and be ready to be inspired by her. As always, we'll be taking your questions through the chat and we'll be answering them towards the end of the session. So please feel free to interact with us through the chat. Our guest is an alumni of the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program at Comfort Ghana, who offered BSc Planning at the University for Development Studies, WA campus. She was the Vice President of the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program in WA campus in the Upper East region of Ghana. She was the European Development Day Suite Leader in 2018, where she participated in a high panel discussion on gender equality and development in Brussels and Italy. A member of the World Fair Trade Center organization, and also an advisory board member for Solutions for Youth Employment at the World Bank. She is a Comfort Association member the founder of and executive director of ASIGE, a women economic empowerment, basket weaving project, sexual reproductive health education, and reusable sanitary pad company. I love her profile. She's currently doing her master's at the University of Edinburgh, UK. Dorcas, you are welcome to our session and say hello to our audience, and we appreciate you for joining us today.
Thank you. That was a wonderful introduction and a warm welcome. Thank you, and good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everyone here. I'm so happy for this opportunity, and I'm also happy to meet all of us here. So we have 1 hour interactions to understand more about community Giveback.
Dorcas, we appreciate you for making time to be part of this event. We are here to get inspired by your work as a transformational leader. For those who are joining us, you are welcome, and our topic for today is Give Back as a Lifestyle for Community Development. So, Dorcas, please share with us about your leadership journey and highlight for us what Give Back or community service means to you. I've known you for so long, and I know most of your works you do in terms of community service and your business as well. You do a lot, and I know you love what you do. You're on mute, Dorcas.
Thank you so much. I believe we are all leaders here. Even leaders does not mean you should be leading a group of people, but even in your community, among your siblings and even your family, we are all leaders here, and I'm happy that it is like that. So my leadership journey began since my childhood. I was the office girl and the senior girls prefect, both at my primary school and junior high school. So in my high school, I served as a class prefect. However, I did not get the opportunity to contest for any leadership position in the school, as we were competing with our seniors who were also competing the same year, the 2013 batch. So we were not allowed to contest for. So I did not take any leadership position in the school. Moving to the university, at the university, I serve as a treasurer for Ghana Association of Student Planners, WA Campus UDS, and I also serve as Women Commissioner for Bonabuto and the Vice President at Comfort at MCF, WA Chapter, as you said earlier. And currently, I'm the Postgraduate Scholar President at the University of Edinburgh. So moving out, I've carried out other leadership positions as well in school. So outside educational setup, as you mentioned earlier, I'm the European Development Days Young Leader at EU, and I'm also a grant advisory leader at the Pollination Project in the US, advisory board member at Solution for Youth Employment at the World Bank, and also a young leader and a member at Welfare Trade Organization, and currently a young leader and a member at Edinburgh Innovations, UK. And I'm also part of the Scotland International Development Alliance as a young leader. So in terms of giving back to community, I understand it as offering my service to people right from my family, my community, and in Ghana. And I'm not expecting any rewards because I have the view that these services would benefit people and women and young people other than myself. So giving back is not necessarily like coming up to put an initiative or to put up an NGO that comes to support people. But to me, it means to be able to identify problems and also ensuring that you put in place opportunities, you put in place solutions. And these solutions that you are bringing on board, it's something that is profitable into the future, is something that is going to benefit your people. That it does not mean giving free things to people. Maybe you can do that, give free things to people today. How about if you don't get tomorrow, what happens to them? So I believe in giving it like advice, supporting someone with a book, supporting someone with a pen, in future, that is what is going to benefit the person. So, but you have to also provide them a skill that have everlasting life. So that's, to me, I believe give back is in different forms, and we can do whatever we can do. If you have children in your house or somebody by you who needs food to eat, and you provide a person with food, you are giving back. But sometimes we believe give back is like just come with a big car and distribute. No, but even in your family, in your community, they need water. You are able to provide access, or you are able to put up the channels in which they are able to bring up water, or you are being able to maybe help someone carry something that he or she needs help. It's a form of give back, and this is what makes us happy. This is what bonds us together as families and as community, and we grow together with that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate what you are doing. And I'll add a little on what you just said. So as Dorcas said, give back is not all about getting everything before you can share with your community. Giving back is a kind of receiving what your community has given to you from childhood or wherever you've reached, and also taking that same thing back to your community. So it's always surrounded by us. We see it always. It's not about getting a lot, then giving out. The little that you have, your community expecting you to go. Just give it out to whoever who is in need of that particular source or that particular resource or any other thing else. So give back is all about sharing what you have with other people in your community. It's all about sharing. Yes. Thank you, Dorcas, so much. So moving on, I would like to invite our audience so that if anyone has a question for our guest, you type it in the chat, then our guest will answer that later on in the discussion. Dorcas, please tell us, who at all can engage in community service projects? I know most of us have different thoughts and understanding about givebacks. Who at all can do it? Do we have to accumulate a lot of resources before we can accumulate some of these things or do some of these things? Please share us your thoughts on that as a community game changer.
This is an interesting question. Community service or give back is not about, it's not a preserved word or a preserved form of action for a particular group of people, but it's for anybody, from the least person in your family, in your community, to the highest educational person or to the highest developed person. So everybody can do community give back and can also engage in community service. So I believe there are two factors in which we can talk about who can engage in that. First, though we know that the first factor is, of course, we need some amount of money to start. And we all know and understand and are aware that companies that we see them comes to give back or distribute something for a community, they always make profits before they are able to give back to the community. So let's say, for example, we have MTN Ghana, where they have been able to grow up to a certain level, they have made profit, and they have come out to form what we call MTN Ghana Foundation, where they provide free health services for people doing operations freely for kids, for old people, and everyone in other communities. They also provide, build schools in communities, do entrepreneurship programs, and also do competitions. Yes, we know they have made money. That is what they are giving back, and that is very important for you to make a certain level of money and then to be able to provide back. That is okay, but that does not prevent you from going out to help someone, because the little things that we do matters a lot. And the second one is that an individual giving back. To give back is an individual. You do not need to make money to give back. For example, in 2015, when I started Asige, by then it wasn't Asige, but I just started and I was moving from school to school, primary school, junior high school. So I went back to my own old school, and I met students and spoke to them about comfort, what comfort is doing to help young girls, and other opportunities that are there, that when you study hard and then you move further, you'll be able to get these opportunities, and you can also become a big person to support your family and your community as well. And this has empowered a lot. This has helped girls. About 5 girls from my primary school now are all in tertiary level. One has graduated to become a teacher, so which is so interesting. And I believe if I had not taken this step to go back to inform them that this is what is happening, they wouldn't move up to this level. 2 of them have just graduated from high school. They've all performed well, and they are yet to complete their application for KNUST MasterCard scholarship, which is very brilliant. So if I had not taken the step to, and then waiting for maybe MTN Foundation to come and give them the information because they have money, they can travel to come and do everything, this change wouldn't have happened. So it's an individual. You don't need to accumulate wealth. You don't need to have so much money and to say, okay, this is my profit, let's give back to my community. No, you can do it at any point. And give back doesn't mean like you should have a certain time that, okay, I'm still like 15 years, I'm still 18 years. So let me wait. If I get to 22 years, if I get to maybe 30 years, then I start giving back. No, at any point, at any time, you can give back. Give back does not necessarily mean that you should go out. No, from your family, your own siblings, you can even assemble them. You talk to them, what do they need? The skill, the little knowledge that you have that someone is not having. You can look at that gap that is there so that you feel it within that person's life. When the person is able to make it to the higher level, the person will appreciate it. We all know very well that had it not been Comfort, MasterCard, we would not be here to express ourselves. We would not be here to give back. But they started in a smaller way, and they're able to reach out to a larger group and to reach out to us. So in the same way, we can also start from our families, start from our communities, and then with that, doing that, by the time we realize, we would now be contributing to the whole world. Because when I started, my first day of starting, like, was just for my own family, my siblings, the small kids in my house, like buying books and then sharing them, teaching them how to write, how to read. Then from there to high school, my own school, and then to other junior high school, other senior high school. And then moving from there to also, okay, then let me give back to the women in a form of a skill. And that is what the basket project is there today. So, okay, if that's the case, then let me also support girls so that when during their masters, they'll be able to stay and study in school. And that is what kept going. And now we have our products being sold on in over 10 different countries. So the products going into the companies, you see that the companies have also employed people. So our give back has no limit. It's like the give back is now like global level. So you start from your family and then it goes and then goes. So give back does not mean belongs to a particular people, but everyone, you are supposed to do whatever you can to give back. Thank you.
Wow. We appreciate that. That's amazing. You are doing so great. I'll comment briefly on some of the key points. So give back is not all about setting up a foundation, doing something out of your profit because you need to do CSR. No. So starting from your family, your immediate family. And most of us have this perception that, okay, if it's about give back, then you have to have a lot of money, a lot of resources, you have to be doing great things. But that's not the case. So please excuse me.
Okay.
Online, please, can you? Thank you. So as I was saying, it's all about your immediate family. What can you also give out? So when I started my foundation, it was very small. I identified a group of young women at JHS, junior high school. Then I decided to support them, especially with their sanitary wares. So it started from there, giving them something small to cater for themselves. And the community also lacked electricity. So I decided to support them with a torch so they can help them through their education and learning, since they were in their final year going to write BEC. So that's what I decided to do. And now I can say that we are doing a whole lot of things, and we've had a whole lot of support from other organizations. So we shouldn't cast our minds on the greater things. Yes, it's good to dream big, but we have to start from somewhere. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay. At this point, we are going to take a number of questions from our audience to you, Dorcas. So if you have any question, feel free to put up your hand. We'll give you the opportunity to ask any question, or probably you have experiences in such sector. You've also engaged in community service. You've had so many projects helping your community. Feel free. That's why we are here. We are just going to discuss and share experiences so that we know the way forward. So our audience, if you have any questions, if you have any experiences to share with us, feel free to put up your hand. Okay. Ibrahim Halidu. Please, if you have any experiences, you can still put up your hand. I think Ibrahim is having issues with his network, and when he comes back, we'll surely hear from him. So we are still waiting for our guests, our audience. If you have any question, any experiences, please share. We want to hear from you, what you're also doing in your communities, because everybody here is doing a lot. We are all doing something one way or the other to support our community. So just feel free to speak with us. Hello, Ibrahim. So I think we'll continue. Then if there are hands, we will just give the opportunity to speak. Then we move on from there. Okay, so I think it's in the chat. So Dorcas, I'm reading that for you. So he has 3 questions actually. So the first question is, what is your biggest motivation factor for give back to the community? That's the first question. I think we will come there. So we will speak about it later on in the discussion. And the second question is, you are involved in a lot of projects and activities. How are you able to manage your time to still give back? Okay. And the third question is, what are the key challenges that you encounter and who do you manage? Okay, how do you manage some of them? Okay, so Dorcas, we would like you to answer the second one because you'll be talking about the first one. So his second question is, you are involved in a lot of projects. Yes, you can testify that. And activities, how are you able to manage your time to still give back?
Thank you for the question. Yeah, it is not easy. It is not easy for one to be engaged in multiple activities like I'm doing and to also give back. But one thing that has helped me is teamwork. I believe in teamwork. I know that a journey to success is not I, but it is we. So I believe in teamwork. For example, I'm here, currently I'm in school, and even in the school now, I have a lot of programs that I run. I have to go for panel discussion, I have to go for group presentations, I have to go for lectures, and I also have to go for leadership meetings and others as well. But because I have a strong team in the house that are acting on behalf of me and also running Asige smoothly, we have been able, whatever I want to do in the house, and because of technology, we hold Zoom meetings and other meetings and other platforms, WhatsApp and Zoom meetings. We hold that every week, every month with the staff to plan on the activities that we want to do for the women, what kind of activities we want to put in place for girls, for vocational skills training, for disability project. So with the team, I'm able to execute all these activities without any problems, though sometimes we have challenges, but it's just minimal. So teamwork is what is helping me. I'm not moving by myself or me alone, but I'm moving with a team, and that is what is helping me. So in terms of time management, I know Comfort has taught us this, why we have that the North, East, and South Act. Yeah, so we have important, unimportant, we have agent, and then not agent. So that is what I use to balance myself with deadlines. So in the course of a month, I have what is important, what is urgent, then I put them on a list according to the deadlines that I have to meet. And I also put in what is important, what is not urgent. It can be important, but it's not urgent. So I can do that one later. Yes, it can be not important and not urgent. So with that, I can do it at any time, any free time, I can do that. And then it can also be urgent, but not important. So if it is urgent and then not important, you can sometimes request maybe customers to postpone their deadlines. If you know that, okay, this one, if it comes, it's coming through like spring or it's winter where people will not be buying products, then you can have to, I talk with customers to understand, and then we postpone deadlines. So that is the time management strategies that I use, and that is helping me to run the project smoothly, as well as participate with other organizations to still work. Yeah.
Wow. That's really great. I mean, you've given us a tip on how we can also prioritize our time. I'm going to draw that and start from now. Yes. So his third question is, what are the key challenges that you encounter? Okay, so we will also come on that. So Ibrahim, I believe that you are okay with the second question, the answer our panelists gave. If you can give us a feedback on that, we will tackle the first and the third question in our discussion. Moving on, we all know that there is no smoke without fire. Something must have triggered something. Motivation is a fuel that energizes us to go extra mile to achieve our goals. So why do you do what you do? Now I've asked the question for Ibrahim. Why do you do what you do?
Okay. Yeah, this is lovely. Yeah, like what you said, something must motivate you. So what has motivated me a lot is my mother, comfort, and community give back. So first of all, my mother, growing up from a poor background where my mother did not have formal education to gain any form of employment, and was also like a polygamous family where she has to struggle in order to put food on top of tables for myself and my siblings. So growing up and seeing that, I've always said, no, if I grow up, I have to do something so that people coming, they would not suffer. Those who would not be able to get access to education would not have to struggle like my mother always do to take care of us. So that is what has motivated me. And then also having the chance to get the MasterCard and Comfort Scholarship during my undergrad and even master's now has also motivated me that had it not been someone, I would not be anybody. Had it not been some people's support, I would not have the chance to also help someone. So that one alone motivates me that I can do something. I can do it. If others are able to support me, then I can also support others. So supporting women and young people who have no educational and employable skills to get work to do and not to go into the street to suffer and then to make a living, that one alone makes me happy. And so it inspired me to create employment opportunities for women and young people to work, to be able to provide food for their families. And that makes this world a better place. I think that is the best, that you wake up every morning and you know that because as a result of your life, someone is depending on you, and that person is happy that I'm going to my workplace, and that is what you are putting in the community. You should be happy, and you should be happy. Even if you have no matter what challenges I face, I always have that kind of motivation that because of me, someone is able to provide food for their family. And that alone keeps me going. And another issue in my region is that we have just less than 2% of women attaining tertiary education. So this is like very sad news that we have and what I have realized is that majority of girls drop out from junior high school and then senior high school simply because they do not have access to sanitary pad. And with this, if you don't have access to sanitary pad and maybe your messes come, you are forced to absent yourself from school. But okay, if you are able to make it to school and maybe you meet a boy on your way, the boy will say, okay, you don't have money, then take 10 cedis, take 20 cedis and buy your sanitary pad. And then the following time you realize, or 2-3 months later, that girl is pregnant. She's unable to continue, and then she has to drop out. She has no option than to drop out of school because of stigmatizations and other things in school. So with all these issues happening in my region and also in my country, Ghana, I believe it motivates me and it energizes me every day that I should keep doing what I'm doing so that so many lives will be saved and this world will be a better place for all of us to live comfortably. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I believe, Ibrahim, your question has been answered too. So from my experience, what motivates me is my community. Because growing up, I saw what has been happening in my community. And as a child, I didn't like it. So after moving out of the community, being able to further my education, I realized that, no, I can't just stay in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I had to go back and also work. So I decided to go back. And my community has been a motivation from day one till now. And it continues to be my motivation because they are receptive to whatever I bring on board. And they are really, really happy about what is happening. So whatever we do as an organization or individual, there should be a kind of motivation that pushes that. The moment that thing dies, we will also move away. So we should get something that will always motivate us to move on. Thank you very much, Dorcas.
Thank you.
So whatever we do has pros and cons. Sometimes we might be so lucky to have a higher pros than cons.
Yeah.
Giveback is an act of volunteering, yes. However, we cannot avoid the setbacks that comes with it. So, Dorcas, I know you have faced a lot of challenges, either inviting other people to join you in your project or any other challenge you might have come across in your quest to help your community.
Yeah, we have, it's true, we have gone through a lot of challenges in order to reach to this part of our project. So in starting the project, I think as we talk, I think talking is very easy, but to implement a project is not easy. So the first aspect is you just need the raw materials to even start the project. And that's what, like, you need funding. You need just small amount of money that you can start to buy these materials to start your project. So funding was a very big challenge. We submitted proposals upon proposals, but we did not go through. Some turned us down. It's only one that came through, the MasterCard's Comfort Special Project. That was just 1,100 Ghana cedis. So that was our first grant that we applied. We went for pitching competition, and at the end of the day, we got it. That was where our starting point. And then also the pollination project in the US, where we were awarded with $1,000 because they did not believe us. They said, no, this one, a new initiative coming up, no, these people, they will not be able to. So they try us with $1,000, and that was our breaking point. We started with $1,000, 30 women, and today we have over 429 women. We have our center running, we have our warehouse, and then we also have our offices under construction. Logistics was another issue. To be able to even move from my house to the community that we do the basketry, and also to move to the schools that I want to go to. I was not having a bike. I don't have a motorbike. I don't have bicycle, nothing. So sometimes I have to walk like hours, half an hour, 1.5 hours, then 2 hours, and able to access that, which was sometimes I walk and got to some point and say, no, I don't think I can continue this work. this one, I can't continue this every day. But as I look back and say, no, if we don't also continue, people will continue to suffer. So we have to. Then I keep going. And even computers, workplace, where we started the basket, we were sitting under a tree. So anytime it rains, we have to run, scatter, everyone scatter. We don't work during rainy season. We only work during dry season, which was very bad. And we don't even have computers. I was only having the one computer from MasterCard, that was all, but the other team members do not have. And then we were not also having the materials like mat for people to spray down and then sit down to work, blades and tape measures to do our measurements on the products that we are designing. All that was a very big problem for us. And also finding customers was a huge amount of work. I remember the first time we produced our products, I took it to Baobab market. I could not get anyone to buy. The second time I went and they introduced me to a certain man who was also into basket. I went to him and he said, this, I know, I don't think I need this kind of shape. So I turned and I started crying. Then he realized that I was suffering. He realized I was crying and he said, oh, young girl, please come back. So I went back and he said, okay, then I will take it. And the price that he mentioned was like half of what we have spent on the products. So it wasn't easy. We just have to accept that half and then go back to continue. So we have to let half go and then we take the half, go and continue the project. So, and then shipping to, though we're able to get Pollination Project again, posted our products on their grant advisory board. And at the end of the day, someone was there, saw the product and said, this one, I like it. How can I get it? So they reached out to us. How to get the product is a problem. So the person purchased and then we sent through FedEx. We shipped through FedEx, 60 pieces the first time. The product went and then got missing. So all the money that we use from Pollination Project and Camphor Special, the money went and stuck. It went and stuck somewhere. They searched, they never get. The boxes that they kept the basket in, they opened the boxes and the boxes were empty. That means they had shipped empty boxes from Ghana to US without nothing inside. And those who packed them, also they know that was inside because the weight and everything was pasted on the box and the box was sealed. So if it is empty, how come the box was sealed? And that one was like, okay, we have to, I said, no, this stress, I can't make it. I can't manage this stress because community, the women will see you as a liar because you send the products, you don't come back with the money to pay them. They don't see their work and this is just the beginning. So this one, we can't make it. We have to stop. But so, okay, let's try again. So lucky enough, FedEx pay us the shipping cost. And then about 2-3 months, they were able to get some of our products, but not all. They had 22 pieces. So the rest went missing and we were able to cope up. So in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, again, we had the COVID. That was the time that we were peaking and we were getting 1,000 orders, 1,005 orders. They gave us the order and we're just about to start and COVID came. So customers has to cancel their orders. So cancellations of this, we said, hey, so what would we do? With all this, we were able to make our way out. And today we have reached out to so many customers and we are still penetrating into the global market, hoping that one day we would have a Sige brand globally. So, yeah.
Well, at some point I felt like, wow. So I mean, how could you continue shipping empty boxes? I mean, this could have been, I mean, the last thing to do. Okay,
yeah,
I have to put an end to it. Yes, but you kept on. I mean, it's so touching. So I had the opportunity to visit your site. That was last year, and in fact, I really loved it. I was so impressed, and
thank you.
I was so happy. I was so happy. In fact, Dorcas, you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. And when you talk about the Camphor Special Challenge, I remember
what?
In 2018, I also applied and I was able to get some funds for my club. So CAFED has really been great to us. I mean, they've been really helping us to push up our project, and this is a mark for them. And MasterCard has also been doing wonderfully well to us. So this is like a community service into a business. This is so great, and I'm really, really inspired about it. In fact, I was thinking of stopping, but I'll continue with my.
Thank you. You have to continue,
So,
no stopping.
yes, no stopping. So I think, Ibrahim, your last question has been answered. That the challenges Dorcas went through, and I believe that you've also had something out of it. So, wow. This is, as we bring the session to a close so soon, I mean, within a minute or less, and as you share your closing remarks, Dorcas, how do you generate commitment and accountability for what you do, and to anyone engaged in community service?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so for one to establish commitment and accountability to the people working with you and your team, I think the first one I did was to build a team with the same goals as myself. So with that, everything was going well in order, though we have like hard times, but it goes well. So teamwork is what I would recommend. And the second one is community participation. You cannot just go into the community and start providing them your service. No, you have to let them involve. Let them tell you what they want, what they can do, and then what you can also do. Then you add up, you top up and do. I remember before we started this project, it was my research work that I converted it into the business, because we went as a group and then we went and did research work for 2 years. At the end of the day, we submitted a report to school and government. They did nothing. So I went back to the community to have focus group discussions and interviews and everything. And then we were able to come out with the basket project using elephant grass and then natural materials to weave our products, and also in the showing aspect as well. So community participation is a key, community involvement. You have to let them involve in the process. And you also have to partner, you have to establish partnerships. Don't say that, okay, I have this business, I should be moving alone. No, do B2B partnerships. You have business, you can go and see someone who is doing the same thing with you, then you partner. If you partner and you put together like a proposal, you go to an organization, they're ready to support you. You can partner and also organize programs in a way that your capacity wouldn't have covered. So partnership is very, very important. And to that, I would say the life that we have and live now, that's not only meant to benefit us alone, but others. You cannot succeed by yourself only, but with other people's support. So let's give back in whatever capacity that we have now before departing from this world without changing a life. Never regret. Give back, impact someone's life before you leave this world, so that your name can be remembered. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, so relying on your last statement, don't leave this world without impacting someone. In fact, we have so many problems. The challenges in our communities, we even if we decide to share it for everybody in the community, you get extra. Yes, so we have to impact before we depart from this world. And our name would be, I mean, in people's mouths, in people's minds, a whole lot of benefits for our communities. So our audience, I know most of you are also engaged in community service projects. Let's try as much as possible to extend our help, our hands to whoever needs the support. Okay, so it has been a wonderful, and I wish to appreciate all of you for being part of this. I wish to especially share my gratitude to my guest speaker for sharing her knowledge and expertise on the subject matter, and for her time as well. Sincere gratitude to the Baobab team for making this session possible for us all. Now, I will leave you with a quote from Winston Churchill, which says, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." So before we even leave, or before we even go, if you still have any question, any comment, anything you want to say, just feel free to put it in the chat. And we are ready to read it out for everybody. So okay, so let me go to the chat and read some. Okay, so from Ariel, so inspiring. Ibrahim, thanks. Ariel again, impact someone life before you left. Yes, of course, you have to impact someone before you leave this world. And Olayinka say, thank you so much. Please, how can we reach her? Okay, so Dorcas, there's an opportunity. You can share your handles in the chat so that our audience can also reach you, because you're doing amazingly well. So please share your links or social media handles in the chat so that we can follow you more about whatever you are doing for your community. Let's also say thank you, Dorcas. Abby, thank you, Dorcas and Helina. Thank you. Sarah, thank you, ladies. Good job. Okay. So we appreciate you all. Now, before we leave, and Dorcas preparing to share her handles. If you are on Baobab, it's fine. If you know anyone who is not on the platform and wishes to invite that person, I'll share a link in the chat so that you can share with anyone for them to also join, because Baobab has amazing resources for us to all learn and impact others. So I will share my link in the chat for anyone who wants to join. You can share with anyone else too. Okay. So yeah, Dorcas has shared her links and how we can also get access to her. So that's the link. You can share with anyone outside Baobab for them to join, because we have a lot of goodies on Baobab for everybody. So at this point, we are going to say bye-bye to everyone, and God bless you so much for joining us today. So it's a goodbye and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You and I, we're breaking bounds on bounds.